Yes, hello, hello. Welcome back. It's your boy, Eduardo Jackson, creator, CEO, and founder of the Cinema Draft Game, here with fan favorite, which is why we gave the applause. Once again, Jay Devlin, tell
Wow.
the people we missed you.
The 2017 production budget, it must have gone up.
It
It-
really hasn't. It
you
just,
have
for the
sound effects,
micropods.
you have, this is amazing.
Well, no, the funny thing is that there's this thing called Google Effects and these Google Hangouts that we use a lot on the main podcast, the ones that we post on Wednesdays. And what's sad is that they're taking it away. They keep warning us it's going away April 25th. So I'm about to use the hell out of this sucker because we really don't
Wow.
have a production budget. I don't really know how to podcast. I'm doing this on Google Hangout and ripping it for audio. So
I thought
we
you had some of
appreciate you
that.
coming down.
I thought you had some of that George Lucas money.
Oh
I,
man,
I did
yeah,
not.
we was do like a museum or something. Man, I need to be a curator or something. Probably pay $100,000 a year just to talk about what I know. But what I also know is we've got some really interesting action this weekend in the cinema draft game. That's why we're doing the old screen share. You won't see my face this week. We're just going to do the old screen share and look over some of the more interesting call sheets in the feature presentation and beyond. Let's start with our illustrious guest. Jay Devlin, see what his call sheet's up to, and give us a strategy behind, what you think might be the winning call sheet to win you some money this weekend.
Let's do it, buddy. Let's do
All
it.
right, well here we go. A lot of Hidden Figures, La La
Wait,
Land, Patriots Day, Monster Trucks. Go ahead, you tell us what's
who's
going on in that head of yours.
wait, whose call sheet is that? That looks like the nuts. That looks like the Stone Cold perfect answer sheet. Oh, that's my sheet. Oh my God. All right. Here's the thought behind this. Hidden Figures. Boom. Amazing movie. Like it hits every target audience out there.
Have you seen
As
Hidden
far
Figures?
as
Have you watched it yet?
I have not. I'm waiting for Hidden Fences to come out. I'm gonna see that one
Obviously, a
first.
listener of our podcast on Wednesday. Yes, we're a little tight about Hidden Fences, but
I'm
yes.
gonna go see Hidden Fences first, and then I'm gonna see the sequel, Hidden Figures. So I'm looking forward to that. But I just think that's it's got like incredible appeal to everybody. Everybody can relate to that movie.
Such a good movie. So much fun.
Yeah. It's just you saw it, right?
Oh yeah, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. Packed house, everyone enjoyed it. I liked it. Talked about it some on the Wednesday podcast, but yeah, it's a crowd pleaser. Four quadrant
Uh,
crowd pleaser.
Priced way too low, for being honest.
Still okay.
I'm the
All right, fair
I'm,
enough.
I'm the cinema draft ombudsman. I love coming on your show and telling you the mistakes you've made on your own website. Uh,
Please do. I need an editor. I need a monitor.
Priced way too low. It's probably going to be, if not the highest grossing movie, the second highest grossing movie, over 20 million. You can get actors for under 10,000. So just there's no reason not to stack it as much as you possibly can.
Okay, so you have a 5-pack here, including your headliner stack of Taraji P Henson and Octavia Spencer. So that's a good start. La La Land, what's going on over here?
It's La La Land, man. You're coming off the Golden Globes.
Yep.
Like the Golden Globes add a buzz, I think, to movies. The middle America, everybody sees the Golden Globes. Like, oh, I mean, even I started watching Goliath on Netflix because I saw the Golden Globes with the Billy Bob Thornton who won. So
Okay.
people see that. So La La Land looked good. Hidden Figures looked good on the Golden Globes. La La
Oh
Land
wow,
is
Hidden
gonna
Figures expanded to 3,286 screens. Wow, that's impressive.
boom, yeah. La La Land. Everybody knows about it now. If they didn't know before, now they know. If you don't know, now you know.
You know?
Dot 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 dot. Uh, so Patriots Day. I've been
Yes.
talking about this movie since Christmas, since our Christmas podcast. Finally, it is now expanded into theaters. Mark Wahlberg in all of his glory. Boom, it's gonna happen.
And the idea behind Monster Trucks, you have the
Yeah.
headliner from Monster Trucks, the MacGyver guy on CBS.
Here's my theory behind monster trucks, Ed. Sheep. There's a lot of sheep out there. It's going to be in a lot of theaters. It looks like it's like a stupid movie. It's just stupid. The whole premise of it is stupid. It makes zero sense. It'll probably make $10 million.
It's got one of the worst. Yeah, for your sake, I certainly hope so. It's got one of the worst trailers I might have ever seen. Okay, so just taking a quick look at the Box House Mojo Friday AM update from the last night's Thursday night previews, because it seems to be. I don't know when Hollywood made this transition, but it seems like every major release on Friday comes out Thursday night. So it looks like Patriots Day took in, almost 600,000, 560,000 from Thursday night previews. Bye Bye Man. Oh my goodness. Brought in
Ugh.
400,000. Wow.
Who are
Okay.
these people, man? Are you a scary movie guy?
Oh, I hate scary movies. They're terrible.
I don't,
I am very interested to see Split because I like M Night Shyamalan. I'm very much.
oh no, 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 no. That movie, I saw I was in a theater and I was at the theater going to see Office Christmas Party,
Okay.
and they showed a trailer for that movie, and I couldn't have been more annoyed. If you go to see a comedy, don't show me a fucking trailer of a movie that's gonna haunt my dreams. The minute and a half of that trailer, I was scared for like 5 days.
The first time I saw that trailer, I felt the exact same way. And at first, I was like, I ain't gonna see that. But the more I learn about this movie, the more intrigued I am. I won't lie. I really won't lie.
Enjoy yourself.
And actually, and also they mentioned on this thing that Live by Night took in 325,000 last night, which is very encouraging because I literally saw a midnight screening. It started at midnight, and there's only like 5 people, so I was really depressed because I'm like, okay, this is probably not going to do very well. I don't even really have it on my call sheet. I did mention it as a possible co-star on the shot list during the Wednesday podcast, but I mean, I saw this movie, and I won't lie, this thing has sneaky, hidden, what's the like DVD classic potential to it. It's a really good movie, and no one's gonna see it. I'm afraid. I really enjoyed it. I thoroughly. It's for what it is, which is a gangster, historical gangster epic saga, like historical fiction style. It's great.
Way to break the mold there, Ben Affleck. Way to go out on a limb.
No,
Historical mob fiction. Amazing.
wait. I mean, this is the first one that he's directed.
I know. I mean, it might be a good movie, but like, dude, it just feels like they say one for me, one for them. The actors do that. It feels like a one for like me, where he's just being self-indulgent. Hey, he's always wanted to be I always wanted to play a mobster in the '50s who was in Miami and like wear like zoot suits with a hat and have a shotgun under my double-breasted suit. Come on.
That's pretty much exactly what it is, except Prohibition era. Half of it's in Boston, and the second half or second 2/3 is in like Tampa. But it's really, I enjoyed the hell out of it. I absorbed every word. It's for what it is. It's really good. You should check it out. I don't know if you'll probably wait till video, DVD, or whatever download. But I enjoyed it. I hope people go see it. I mean, it's not going to make a ton of money. Hopefully, he made it for next to nothing because it's not going to make much money. But yeah, I enjoyed it. The writing's good, the directing's good, the acting's good. Everyone's committed. I really enjoyed it. That's my take. So Live by Night. So here's my call sheet. And kind of like I was advocating on the shot list, I kind of spread it around because I really don't see too big of a front runner. Oh, and also just to warn people again, I sent out an emergency email last night, and I also posted an emergency blog noting errors in the system, of which this week there are extensive. I did not want to cancel, games 2 weeks in a row, so we're just having to live with this. So basically, in the system, despite showing correct screen counts for these films, we have some of them are off as far as release type, and those would be Sleepless, which is actually going to be scored as a limited release at 1,803 screens. Fences, which is going to be scored at a limited release at 1,342. Silence, which is going to be scored as a limited release at 750, despite being shown as platforms some places. Live by Night, which should be scored as a wide release at 2822. Patriots Day, which although listed as platform, will actually be scored as a wide release at 3120. Why Him? ? Which is a limited release in 1977. And finally, Moana, which will be scored at a limited release at 1,847. So I know we had to make some unorthodox plays to make our call sheets run, and hopefully this will be the last weekend of this, as we're working to get tools where I can edit better the screen counts and release types. But those are the adjustments. They're posted up on the blog. If you need to check it out, go to our blog at medium.com/@cinemadraft, and also check our social media. Sorry about the inconvenience, people. So my goal behind this was to spread the wealth a little bit, because according to proboxoffice.com, and I did in the game day email, I did let out our little secret sauce place that we go to after the fact to kind of get a jump start on some of our projections is Box Office Pro, which is you found at pro.boxoffice.com, and they give projections. Sometimes, a lot of times, often actually, they're wildly off. But it seemed that they're predicting what I kind of mentioned, what felt like to me on the podcast was going to be more of a flat weekend at the top. So I kind of spread the wealth, as well. I have a 3-pack of Hidden Figures, including the headliner stack of Henson and Spencer. I've got a headliner stack of Patriots Day. I've got a headliner stack of La La Land, and I have a headliner stack of The Bye Bye Man. And I mostly did that partially. It was for economics, but also you never know with these damn, horror movies and January releases. Like they're not. I mean, they got short shrift. It seemed like on boxofficepro.com, but it seems like that Thursday night preview haul seems like it's kind of going with me. What do you think about the potential of The Bye Bye Man?
I think horror movies are like the Backstreet Boys. Like 50 million people buy their albums, but you can't find one person that admits that they bought that album.
Someone like a little election we had recently, huh? Yeah, people don't want to admit openly that they like the Bye Bye Man or the Backstreet Boys. I totally understand.
I love the Backstreet Boys personally. The only real boy band ever come out of Tampa or Orlando is the Backstreet Boys. But I don't know one person that likes horror movies. I literally don't. But these movies crush.
They do. They really
do. And every actor I know in Hollywood, all they want to do is make horror movies.
So real life actors in Hollywood want to make horror movies? Why is that?
That's all. I have no idea. That's a genre that sells, apparently.
Because I was once a real life, not so working actor, at least that was on my resume, and I mean, I would say I had no desire to be in a horror movie. I just want to get cast in anything. But it's interesting. I'd never heard that back then. Maybe trends have changed over 20 years. It's been a while since I've been out there. But
horror movies sell, man. They sell. People like them. But I don't know a single person that likes them. But God bless it. You want to ask me the potential of that movie? I have no idea. It could make $5. It could make 50 million. I'm not going to see it. So this goes back to our original thesis of the game that you created was, hey, sometimes you just like the roster movies you want to see. So I will literally probably never roster a horror movie.
Unless it's October or especially late fall. I mean, you almost have to have a horror movie on your staple because that's September is usually a dumping ground for studios, and that's when a lot of horror movies tend to come out because of Halloween upcoming and stuff like that too. So.
Eduardo, was Boo Medea a horror movie? No.
I bet the script was.
Yeah, it was. I rostered that one. That's probably the only quote unquote horror movie I would ever roster. Unless Tyler Perry is making this horror movie, I'm out.
Man, Tyler Perry is a horror movie. Anyways, that's for the podcast. Oh man, sometimes I get really good ideas for podcasts in the middle of podcasts. Has that ever happened to you on your podcast?
That was too deep for me this early in the morning. So
it's like I went Inception level on podcasting. Gee, nice. Part of the tripod from earlier this week. I'm not sure you had a chance to check out our tripod on Wednesday. We had a good time. We discussed the Golden Globes and whatnot. But yeah, so.
Without looking at his call sheet, I want to have sex with at least 4 people on his call sheet.
Well, I'm sure Michael Beach and The Rock will appreciate your overtures.
And the weird part about it is The Rock is one of the people. That's the strange part about it.
I love it. Well, Janelle Monáe, who makes anyone's list, especially Hidden Figures.
In the immortal words of Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder, it's Hollywood. Everybody's gay once in a while.
Fair enough. Well, Janelle Monáe, who I'm sure has turned many a straight woman gay, is on Hidden Figures. This is an interesting, kind of disparate, pretty much like a first or second attempt at a call sheet by G Nice. I'm happy to have you in the game. Why don't you break down where his call sheet might go right and where it might go wrong?
Live by Night. It's like that's pricey, dude. I mean, it's platform.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to go big.
Well, actually, it's listed as platform, but as I mentioned, because of its screen count, we will score it as a wide release. So,
all right. So I think it's too pricey.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not going to do what Hidden Figures is going to do. You're getting Hidden Figures value at $10,000, probably a $20 million movie. Whereas Live by Night, I have no idea what it's going to do, but there's no way it's going to do 10.
Yeah, it's overvalued, exactly. And I
Yeah.
struggle with the pricing a little bit. I still figured because all the marketing that's out there about Ben Affleck, his name as a director, etc., it might do well. But like I said, Five People at Midnight, which isn't a huge barometer of anything. I mean, I'm concerned for its opening weekend future.
That being said, any call sheet with Kate Beckinsale, I'm in.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Mm.
just all in. I mean, I don't know. I've never seen one version of the 55 Underworld movies, but I love Serendipity. Great movie with John
Oh
Cusack.
yeah, I remember Serendipity. I enjoyed that. Yeah,
Fantastic.
yeah.
So, I like Pearl Harbor. She has the Pearl Harbor connection with is Ben
Ben
Affleck and Kate
Affleck.
Beckinsale.
There you go.
She just needs a
Uh,
little Josh Hartnett in there, and she's this is the winning lineup.
well, this is a valiant first attempt. It is stocked up mostly with name actors, which doesn't always necessarily work out for call sheets in our game. But we appreciate the attempt, G Nice. Like to see, and it's pretty diverse too. He got his boy Peter Berg, who he gushed over, McAllister alum apparently on our podcast on Wednesday. He's got some Sleepless, which is not going to do what we think it's going to do. Although I might go check it out today as my second movie, not my first movie. And at least he has some hidden figures, so he's got some potential. He probably needs to get a few more headliners in if he could squeeze in. He had a little leftover money. He probably could have gotten Hidden Figures headliner. But a valiant first attempt, G Nice. Glad to see you in there. But let's go to
Let
the
me
third.
ask you a quick question.
Yes,
What is the
please.
motivation for Jamie Foxx to do Sleepless? Like,
Oh man,
at what
that's a
point,
good question.
why does he pick that script up now in his life and say, dude, I
Well,
really want to do this movie? After all the great movies he's done, like the great art movies, the great, like Deep Dive, Daniel Day-Lewis, method acting, like just great works of art. And he's going to do this weird movie in Vegas where he's a cop and his kid is this his training day? Explain this to me.
well, okay, so I will say this. So the writer of Sleepless is Andrea Berloff. Now she wrote she wrote Straight Outta Compton. So maybe he got a really good version of the script. That's all I can think of. Quite honestly, that and also if you look at his IMDb, which we're going over right now, real quick. He's had a bit of a bit of a creative hiatus. There's like a 3-year gap between
Creative
Sleepless
hiatus. That was
between sleep
yeah.
between Sleepless and Annie, and we all know. And if you want to, honestly, if you want to say if you want to truly apply creative hiatus, he probably hasn't had like anything good to do since I don't know Django. And so
I'll
now
tell
we're
you what.
talking like
White Famous, the TV movie pre-production is going to be straight fire. By the way,
now you gotta be curious. Now, oh, but you know what? Director is Tim Story, so this might actually be kind of fun. And Tom Capanos, that's your boy from Californication.
that's right. A TV movie though. Like, who makes TV movies? Is this like
I
an
know.
after-school special? What are
I
we
know.
like?
But look! Is this the still? This cannot be the still. Oh, this is still from Baby Driver. You know what? I don't know. He actually, I mean, totally speculating. I think he took a few years off for love. He famously fell for Tom Cruise's ex-wife, Katie Holmes. They're off, building their little life together. So he probably took a few years off to be a father. He sees this script by Andrea Berloff. He sees that he's getting older. He's like what 40, 67, so 45. I'm bad at math. Oh no, that's 50. Is
50.
he 50?
That's 50. Yeah,
Wow. You know
that's
what? Black don't crack. More power to you, Jamie Foxx. And so he's like, I'm turning 50 soon. I'm only gonna have these abs and physique, but for so long, even with Hollywood money. So he figures he's gonna squeeze in a couple last action films. Sleepless, Robin Hood, he's Little John. That's gonna have a lot of action, I'm sure.
wow.
So
That's a weird one too. Like, he's not. If you're in Robin Hood and you're Little John, you're about like fourth on the depth chart.
oh, after Will Scarlet and Sheriff Nottingham. Okay, that makes sense. Ben Mendelsohn,
Yeah.
Sheriff Nottingham. Oh, this is really well. This is a really interesting cast. I'm very interested in this movie. I'm very interested. Eve Houston, awesome on The Nick, gorgeous. Oh man, yeah, I'm very interested in that movie. Anyways, going off
We
into what
could
I
do a
call.
whole pod on Jamie Foxx's life story, like his whole story about where he's come from to where he is now and the movies he's done. Interesting choices. Very
Very,
interesting.
very interesting
Super,
choices.
super talented.
Multi-talented.
Super
I mean,
talented.
everything he does. I mean, doesn't he have a Grammy too? Like, I mean, he's the real deal.
I would
He's a
argue
real.
this. He is one of the top 5 most talented people in entertainment today.
Mm. You know what? That's a podcast. That might be our next
Yeah.
podcast. Come on with us next week so we can record that sucker. I like that. Top 5 most talented entertainers today. I like it. Once
I
again,
don't.
going exception level on this pod. We're making
Yeah,
it more
you
positive.
can't name 4 people that do more than he does.
Wow, that's I'm writing this down before I forget. That's a very fascinating top 5 most talented
Just most
entertainers.
talented entertainers across every medium, every genre, everything. Every time you see that guy anywhere, you're transfixed on it. Whether he's singing, acting, or just even talking. Like I've heard that guy on amazing podcasts before. He was on the Tim Ferriss podcast.
Oh yeah, the motivational guy.
Yeah, it was like
Oh,
a 3-hour podcast, and it passed like that because he was just so fascinating. Anyway, keep going.
now you got me really wanting to see Sleepers. I'm gonna have to see it today. Damn it! Oh, man, that's stuff I want to do today. Okay, so so right now we're looking at Cornell West Side. It's our boy, third part of the tripod, the working black writer TM Kevin Garnett. Thanks for being on the tripod on Wednesday, Kevin. And he's been getting better with the game. This is an interesting call sheet. He's got Gosling from La La Land, Diego Luna from Rogue One. He's got the headliner stack from Hidden Figures, headliner stack from Patriots Day. He's got some Bye Bye Man, okay. A headliner stack from Silence, and then Dev Patel from Lion. Okay. This might have top 5 potential. He's got most of his bases covered. I'm not sure if you really need Rogue One this week, but Bye Bye Man is shrewd. And then Silence, we'll just have to see what Silence does. I think it's going to do okay, but I'm very intrigued to see what Silence does. What do you think of this call sheet, Jay Devlin?
I have no idea what Silence is, first off. So
Scorsese.
I'm going to take my hat out of the ring for that one.
Yeah, that's Scorsese with his passion project with Andrew Garfield and Adam Driver going to the Far East as like Jesuit priests.
All right, let me ask you a question. What project isn't Scorsese's fucking passion project? when has that guy ever done one for us? He's on every movie he's ever done is for himself.
Well, allegedly, it took like 10 or 15 years to get to the screen, which is, I mean, even by Hollywood standards, it takes an average of 7 years from concept to screen for most of these projects. Still, 15 years is pretty passionate. Would you say?
Oh, I'm looking at this little on your screen. So it's a movie set in Japan with 2 white dudes. Awesome, I love it.
Okay, all right.
What are they? Are they opening a kookaroo? Like what's going on? Like what's the premise of this movie? 2 white guys in Japan, and I don't know. Is it Mr. Baseball Part 2?
Well, look, I'm just going with what I know. On our vaunted, per screen average, this thing has been crushing in limited release for the most part. Sorry, in platform release. It has done. Oh, maybe it hasn't been crushing. It was. Oh, here it is. 9,000 per screen on 51 screens. So that's fairly strong. It widens out to 747 screens this weekend. So it'll be very interesting to see if any momentum carries over. It was essentially 6th in per screen average. It was number 1 in per screen average. Jay Devlin. Talk
to me.
Patriots Day. Your boy. I like his prospects even more. Matter of fact, I'm beginning to regret not stacking it more. I think I have like a call sheet in the Gaffer or something where I went a little bigger on Patriots Day, but it's poised for a really big weekend now. Now that I think about it,
I was 5 weeks too early on Patriots Day. I bought Apple stock in 1978, not 1980. I'm always a little early on things, but it always comes around. A little early. Patriots Day is coming for people. America loves a story that's uplifting about national tragedy, unless it's Oliver Stone and Nicolas Cage with 9/11. Totally different. Keep going.
It's true. So shout out to my godmother, Nadine Harlem. Glad to see you in the game. Welcome back, James Lear. We've got a cash out coming for you pretty soon. What else? Who else is in here? Matt, he's a stalwart. Appreciate you. Let's take a look at Theron. He's one of the OGs. He is a good friend of ours. He's fellow semi-degen, likes to mix it up in the gambling arts, and he's also one of the OGs from the spreadsheet days. Really appreciate seeing him back. Fairly new daddy. He's about a year into it, so glad you got off baby duty to bless us with your presence. And this is a call sheet which that's not too bad. He's got the headliner stack of Hidden Figures, headliner stack of Patriots Day, headliner stack of Live by Night, which as pricey as it is, I'm this is my underdog. I'm pulling for Live by Night. Damn it! It may not do what we want it to do, but I like that film. Damn it! I wanted to
This
do
is your
something.
underdog call sheet because it has an Indian movie on it.
Ah, yes.
No,
Okay, Janu,
nobody loves Indian movies like you do.
Well, you know what? We were really thin in the platform release category this week. Everything seemed to be bunched up and limited. Like all these wide releases from the Christmas have kind of dropped down, and then several expanding, several small releases expanding to wide release. So we were kind of hurting for platform. I was lucky to find even two with Jackie and then OK Janu. And just the mere fact that Jackie's on double the screens that OK Janu is pretty much leaves me to believe that OK Janu is going to get crushed. But you never know with these Indian movies. Sometimes they come out the box. Sometimes they rally behind these 200 screen and below openers, and it does business. Who knows? Aditya Roy, what's his name? Aditya Roy Kapanu. I'm butchering his name, but we're pulling for Aditya.
I'm gonna go to 7-Eleven and get a Slurpee in honor of that movie later today.
That is a Simpsons joke, people. That is a Simpsons joke. Just to be clear.
Is it really? I love Slurpees. It has nothing to do with Simpsons. I love Slurpees, man.
Baiting our audience once more. There goes Draft Mom, Claudette Jack. We're just gonna take a peek. We're not gonna.
Whatever this lineup is, I love it. It's my favorite lineup.
Oh man! So did you listen to our Fences podcast? Me and the Draft Mom.
I missed it, sadly. I'm gonna go back archive and listen to it. But whatever. Look at this. This is perfect. This is the nuts. It's gonna win. I wish this lineup all the best.
This is actually pretty good. Except for the Fences stack is the really dubious part. But you know what? Good job, Mom. Glad to see you up in there. Hold on a second. Looks like have these been adjusting? Oh, this is interesting. So it looks like they got the Fences one right. Okay, so less work for me then, which is good. It looks like some of these have adjusted to their correct. But Patriots stay still off. Anyway, I've got some work to do. Just know that our usual 3:30-ish end time. It'll the final call sheet scoring will take a little while because I might have to manually score all these call sheets, which is fine for this week. Hopefully, we'll be a little bit more on our game next week. But yeah, so glad to see Mom's got her call sheet in there. Shanna, big shout out to Shanna, part of Mom's Tuesday night knitting group. Love to see her in action. Her and Disney Ray 24 holding down the Rainier Valley knitting group. And yeah, so those are more promising call sheets this week. Any parting thoughts on the weekend box office date, Jay?
Well, speaking of Fences, I saw a tweet of yours earlier, maybe a couple days ago, yesterday, about property values rising because Amazon is moving in the neighborhood or something.
No. So Amazon is a Seattle born and bred a company. They're expanding they're almost like adding a third to their workforce. They're promising 100,000 new jobs by 2018. 2019. They're building this. Oh, I have this great picture. I meant to put up on Instagram when I was home. I saw their glass biodome or whatever they're building for their headquarters, which has been widely talked about, in Seattle papers. It's like Jeff Bezos is building, like they're redoing their headquarters. It's like this. It's got like these 5 globes. They're like clear glass. It looks freaky. It looks like a spaceship. It's crazy. But I saw that under construction, so that's gonna be really cool. But yeah, they're building another 100,000. They're making another 100,000 jobs in Seattle. Seattle's already, I wouldn't say Seattle's overcrowded, but housing prices have just shot through the roof for the last 2 or 3 years because all the Facebook, Microsoft, and Amazon jobs have been popping up.
Amazing.
And Google too in Seattle. So in Mom's house, I mean, it's literally almost a century old. It was built in 1919. It's middle of the city. It's walking distance transportation. Gentrification all around it, which I kept kind of poking fun at on Instagram when I was taking my walks when I was home, seeing all these white people with Black Lives Matter signs in their yards. And it's just, I mean, it's just shit. I mean, so the news of that means there's gonna be less room for people, more expensive housing prices. So yeah, tack on another 100,000 to your house price, Mom.
Boom. I like that.
They want to buy it so they can knock it down and build condos, but we won't sell. Damn it! Hell no, we won't go. Oh, and also you said you had like a take on the James Earl Jones version of Fences versus Denzel Washington. Yeah.
Oh, it's not even close. I don't know if people have seen this on Facebook where they put up like James Earl Jones' performance of Fences on Broadway versus Denzel's performance. Have you seen this?
Oh yeah. Actually,
it's
I shared to my page. Yeah.
It's literally not even close.
Here's
Anybody
the
who
difference.
chooses the Denzel version is like on crack and just like, oh, it's Denzel. I love. No, the James Earl Jones version is like it captures you, and the Denzel version, they're like the audience is laughing at a scene that is not laughable. It's insulting, to be
Well,
honest
and
with you.
it's and that's and that, to me, the interesting thing seeing that stage version of Denzel and the movie version of Denzel, it's almost identical. But this is shows you the power of context. Like people came, so when people saw James Earl Jones do it on Broadway in the version in the first part, the side by side they show, or the comparison. I mean, they treated with it was a new play. It was they were basically, yes, James Earl Jones was playing this great character, but they took it very seriously. And Denzel going, people went to see Denzel. They treated it like it was a party. The same exact scene. It should have been treated, with more reverence and respect by the audience. But the audience, it was such a serious scene, and they were there for Denzel. They were kind of awed by his fame, whatever. They took any moment to laugh where they could, which is wrong, and it totally sucks out the power of what that scene
100%.
should be. But then you see it in the film, and you're like blown away because you're seeing it in a very serious manner. It's all the all the accoutrement for a serious scene are there. So that really shows you how much context matters, how much your audience matters in live theater. Because there have been times when I'm a trained actor and stuff, and there have been times when I've been on stage and something that we didn't think was going to be funny gets a laugh, and you have to kind of pause for the laughter, and it sucks because it takes out the power of your scene.
No, agreed. I just thought it was just comedy when I saw it. James Earl Jones, it's funny to say like old school because Denzel is old school. We all love Denzel. Denzel's perfect. He's on Mount Rushmore. Like everything he says is always like right on point. He speaks for a lot of people and he speaks the truth. But in that particular instance, he gets absolutely crushed by James
Yeah,
Earl Jones.
absolutely.
It's one of the biggest blowouts in the history of life. So I
So
am
if you're on Facebook, people, and might look up the Denzel James Earl Jones, and I'm sure that the video will pop up, and judge for yourself. But yeah, I agree.
no,
I mean,
don't
it's
judge for yourself. It's the Globetrotters versus the Washington Generals. It's not even close.
there's
And,
only
yeah,
there's only two right answers: the right answer and the right answer.
yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly.
Well, thanks again, Jay Devlin, taking time out your busy tennis schedule to bless us with the review.
Bro,
We
it's
miss
been
you.
raining in Southern California for 2 weeks.
Oh,
So
that's why you're not playing tennis.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm hibernating, man. I'm drinking Slurpees, I'm eating Whole Foods, and I'm watching Goliath on
Getting
Netflix
up your winter
while it
weight.
rains. Boom.
Hey, how is Goliath? That's on. I actually have Amazon Prime now, so I'm looking forward to kind of catching up with some of these
Oh, it's on
acclaimed shows I
Amazon. Yeah.
haven't seen.
It's fantastic. Goliath is
Oh,
it's like it's
Billy
set in
Bob
Santa
Thornton, right?
Monica, set in LA. It's almost like a film noir in that the acting is great, but they've almost made LA part of the landscape, which I like.
I love when filmmakers make their setting like an additional character. I love that stuff.
100%. Very good show. It's almost like Eminem in 8 Mile. It's not fair for him to play that character because it's so easy for him to play the loathsome, down on his luck, kind of cocky guy that's just like doesn't care about life.
Right.
He's too good at that character. But it's a great show. Highly recommend.
And then real quickly, have you seen any of the other pilots during pilot season that they've been touting? Like I watched Jean-Claude Van Johnson.
Wait, what? What is that?
This is totally up your alley. So look on your Prime thing or whatever. They have and I think it's going to series too. Like they're releasing more episodes at the end of this month. Jean-Claude Van Damme plays himself in basically it's not like a mockumentary or anything. Basically, he's like retired, whatever, from movies, but he gets pulled back into movie acting because his alter ego life, which he's also retired from, he gets pulled back into that, and his alter ego life is as Jean-Claude Van Johnson,
Oh my
who's
God.
basically a hitman. It is extraordinary. It is
I'm in.
fun and funny. And you see him try to do like there's like a 2-minute trailer on Amazon Prime you can check out before you commit to watching the first episode, which is all they have out yet. And it's funny because he's trying to do the splits, but he's like 50 and he can't do the splits no more,
Wow.
and he gets his ass kicked. It's just so funny. It's really funny.
I will watch that, but I have a question for you that will
Yes.
the answer that you give will determine whether or not I come back on this show ever again.
I think I already know the answer to the question you haven't even asked yet, but go ahead. It's Time Cop, but go ahead.
Well, Time Cop is fantastic. Who wins in a fight? Steven Seagal or Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Oh, Jean-Claude Van Damme. He's gonna take the ponytail, cut it off, beat his fucking ass. Yeah.
It's been really great to be on this show, and I
Well, are you
appreciate it.
serious?
I
Steven Seagal?
appreciate,
Are you kidding me?
and I want
Jean-Claude
to.
Van Damme's more athletic. I mean, Steven Seagal. I mean, so are you talking about in their primes or now or it
I'm
doesn't
gonna.
matter.
I'm
Doesn't
gonna
matter.
write a letter to the Players Tribune to my
Oh,
younger self. Never go on the Cinema Draft podcast ever when you become old in your 40s living in California, because the guy you do the show with has zero idea who would win in a fight. Steven
oh my
Seagal would
goodness.
choke slam
Oh my
5'2"
goodness.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Well, I mean, height-wise, it is a mismatch. If you're talking like reach, sure, it's probably a mismatch. But as far as athleticism, are you serious?
Bro, Steven Seagal fights rooms of people. Jean-Claude Van Damme, who I love, just fights one person at a time. It's not even close. It's like Andre the Giant in Princess Bride, when he's like, I'm not used to fighting one person. I'm used to fighting crowds. But he would, like, Steven Seagal would figure it out and just take that Frenchman and drown him in a fucking pool of brie. It wouldn't even be close.
Well, I'm sure the draft mom will miss you. She loves the weekly compliments. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh wow. You know what? Maybe that's a poll. I forgot to put the last poll. Maybe I'll put up this poll. Who would win in the fight? Jean-Claude. We'll let the people decide. Damn it. Jean-Claude Van Damme
Bro,
or Steven Seagal in
sometimes you just don't let the people decide. Sometimes you have to tell the people what the right answer is.
That's twice in one podcast, though.
Yes.
Now you sound like a dictator.
Dude, Pol Pot is one of my heroes in life. All right. Google him if you don't know who he is, people.
Oh no, I know who he is. We're gonna end this podcast right now while people a modicum of affection for Jay Devlin. Thanks a lot. Plug your show.
Mostly Sports, UBN Radio, iHeartRadio. Google it. I love you.
Yeah, all right. Every Tuesday it comes out. And yes, love you too, man. Look forward to having you back. You know, even if we have to drag you on here by your Steven Seagal loving ponytail. Cinema Draft. Tell all your friends. Sign up for and subscribe to the podcast. Leave some comments. We need to get this discovered a little bit more. We're having good stuff on here. Leave some comments. Rate it. Tell your friends. Find us on social media. Good luck to you all who are playing this weekend on your game. And I guess we'll see you on Monday for the recap. Thanks a lot, everybody.